This is David Lynn, sometimes known as the Prepper Principal, and this is Coffee Talk Live. I apologize for not doing my live stream yesterday. My daughter and I were visiting, and I lost track of time. And family, children, it is what it is. KP Heathen and Uncle Al. Die Bullfrog 79, welcome. I was all set up last night with topics. Uncle Al had sent me, says, do these topics. So I guess we'll go with what we are going to do yesterday today. I hope both of y'all are doing well. I don't know. I did some cleanup today. My wife's been out cutting, trimming plants and doing stuff, so I did a lot of cleanup for her. I filled up in the last 2 days 5 trash cans full of clippings, which should go out tomorrow. And been trying to get my rest. Just got through showering a little while ago. You know, it always feels good to be clean. And one of the things that will be an issue down the road, if there is a problem, is sanitation. You know, you may find yourself, if you're lucky, going back to the Saturday night bath, which is the old hillbilly thing. You know, oh, we're gonna go to church tomorrow. Gotta go take a shower. You know, gotta go bathe or whatever. I don't know if they took showers, but you know, it is what it is. I laugh about it. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Welcome, young lady. I don't know what's been going on. I continue to drop a couple of shorts every day, and the last few shorts I've dropped, they haven't been getting the views that they normally get, so I don't know what's going on. The algorithm or whatever. Maybe I offended YouTube. I'm showing 4 in the house and 3 likes. 6 watching and 4 likes. Okay. Well, hello, Holly Ivins. I don't know. I do not know. Thank you for coming. No worries, my daughter moved back home and I have missed a lot of my YouTube lives from spending time with her. Well, I understand. I certainly understand that. Wants attention, I understand. Creative redundancy, hello. I visited CR today. I believe it was today, or was it yesterday? I visited him. He was doing a live stream. Spent some time. He's got a good sense of humor. Very good sense of humor. Little Lone Prepper. Hello, Little Lone Prepper. I need to get back in the saddle. I I've been doing a lot less with my channel. I need to really step up. Need to step it up. Hello, Verna. I will say this: I used to watch tons of ration reviews, and I got away from that. I had not been watching ration reviews. Everybody's greeting everybody. Lots of comments. So I've been watching ration reviews, and I've been watching some channels that are young channels, don't have a lot of followers. I've been watching some channels that are more established, and watching some really good reviews. I watched a couple of Mike Crusher's reviews. He released a couple of new reviews, and I always, whenever I go into somebody's channel, I always leave a like and a supportive comment to let them know I was there. If I watch the entire video, I'll click the little button that leaves a blue timestamp to show how much time I spent. Very few people do that timestamp when they go on and they watch somebody's reviews. Makes me wonder whether they watched the entire review or they just watched part of it and then left a comment. Because a lot of people do not watch an entire review. I normally will watch an entire review when if it's like a ration review, I watch the whole thing. So like when Mike does a review, whatever length of time it is, I try to hit the timestamp. I make sure he knows that like number or that I left a like. I'll comment about something other. People are always complaining about flameless ration heaters, the U.S. flameless ration heaters. And he had one that was a custom, it was a specialty ration. And it had a ration heater that was not the standard FRH. And I mean to tell you, that thing put out heat. That thing was blowing heat. But the US FRHs are not that good. I watched a review today. Yoda, Idaho Garden Girl. I'm not paying attention. I apologize. Got to backtrack to see who's here. My friend Dave, who's going by Yoda right now. Yoda Papa Vintage Americana. My friend from Georgia. In Idaho Garden Girl. The Black Widow. The Black Widow channel. These are all really good people in here right now. They're all really good people. We're blessed to have them. Idaho Garden Girl, I hope you're doing well. Susanna Morrison, proud single mother. Hello, Susanna. Thank you for coming. Well, um, Buying Space. Hello, Buying Space. Thank you for coming. So, Uncle Al, yesterday we were talking pre-retirement. Hello, pre-retirement. The weather is changing. It's getting a little cooler. Getting a little cooler. Some folks are getting a little rain. It'll be in the 60s tonight here. Later in the week, it'll be in the 50s at night. We got a little bit of rain this last week. A little bit of rain. Not that much, but we got a little bit of rain. Shouldn't rain this week, at least according to the weather. Time to start winterizing. And we will still be in hurricane season for the remainder of November. So Uncle Al had suggested that I talk about canteens and water jugs for one. Now, when we're talking about canteens, we're talking about more the military style, something that's heavy duty, something that would probably have a sling on it that you would wear or that you would clip onto your utility belt or whatever. Canteens usually will hold a quart or a couple of quarts depending on the size of them. As far as water jugs, you can get dedicated water jugs that are the heavy duty plastic, the type that's food grade, that's designed for water, drinking water. And you can get these jugs that they look like these. They're usually blue or gray in color. They look like these 5-gallon, gasoline containers, heavy duty plastic, and for water, and they're usually 5 gallons to 6 gallons capacity. Frankly, if you're stationary, if you're in an area where you're not moving around a lot, and you're basically your supplies are at your base, your home, or wherever you're at, then I would get the stackables. I would get like the 3 gallon. I've got some 5 gallons, but 5 gallons is getting a little bit too heavy for me in my age. So I like the 3 gallon ones. So you're looking at maybe 25 pounds, kind of with handles, and you can stack them. And you can stack them 4 high. I wouldn't really want to go over 4 high, but you can get those 3 gallon ones. You can get the 1 gallon just regular water jugs for about $1.15. You can refill them, and that's something you want to think about. Mom of 4 boys, welcome. I've had that happen to me where I've been unsubscribed. I didn't do it. I've been unsubscribed to Uncle Al before. Uncle Al's been unsubscribed to me. We've had to resubscribe several times to each other. I don't know if it's YouTube algorithm or whatever. Um, but I get really hacked off about that. Yeah, winter is coming, Dave. Be prepared. I got Uncle Al's box mailed off. I sent him a tracking number. He should get it Thursday. He should expect it Thursday. I apologize. I've been sitting there ready to go for a better part of a week since last weekend, and I just kept forgetting to mail it. Getting old. Mine's not what it used to be. 11 watching and 12 likes. Yep. Another topic that Uncle Odd talked about was dried fruit. Dried fruit. You can get cans of nuts. You can get packages of dried fruit. You can get freeze-dried fruit, where you've got to add water to reconstitute it. I've got freeze-dried fruit, and not as much as I probably should, but I've got some. And put my garden beds to sleep for winter. 2 bales of straw on the ground. It was so fun shaking it out. Yes, prepping for winter. My wife's been going to the she's been going to the store to acquire stuff that she needs to try to save her plants. She goes to certain nurseries, and then she goes to Walmart. She goes to Lowe's Home Improvement. Sometimes she'll find stuff at Tractor Supply. Well, I'll tell you what, this evening you're getting a lot better comments than I'm making. People are commenting, talking about stuff, and I'm just thinking about different things that I need to do or that I want to do. I've done a couple of videos on chaining batteries and hooking up for power. I have a bunch of 12-volt appliances and such that run on DC, 12-volt DC. And the benefit of that is these are all items that run on less than 100 watt hours or less than 100 watts. So, you have large AC appliances. I've got a 220 volt electric stove. That sucker takes a lot of power when it's running. Your electric water heater, I've got a 50-gallon electric water heater, runs on 220. The dryer runs on 220. The central heat runs on 220. Well, yeah, it feels like we have a little bit of a reprieve. Old school prunes, raisins, and apricots. Yep, dried fruits. Prunes are good, they promote regularity. I love apricots. You want a water purification system? Well, that's wonderful. I'm happy for you, Holly. Watch the replay and leave a nice comment. Thank you, Uncle Al. I am going to be doing my 1800 subscriber giveaway, so if you have not left me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I have released, I encourage you to do so. I don't anticipate releasing any more videos before I hit that 1800. So my next video will probably be the 1800 subscriber giveaway, and I expect to hit 1800 anytime. I'm 5 or 6 short right now. So I would encourage you to, everybody's congratulating Holly on winning that system. Yeah, I'm that close, 1800. You know, it's not a world shaker for me. It happens when it happens. I'll feel good when I get to 2000. I think when I hit 2000, I'll feel okay about myself. It took me long enough to get there, or I'm still working on it. And I know that there are a lot of people in here right now that are twice the size or 3 times the size of my channel. And I'm not competing with anybody. You know, I tell you somebody who deserves to have a lot bigger channel than he does, and that's Uncle Al. He works his butt off doing videos. He's slowing down a little bit because his health is sort of like mine. He's slowing down a little bit. He's not producing as much as he was. But he kicks out those shorts and he puts out videos, and his videos are quality. I mean, you want to look at his videos. And I have not been able to give him the time that I used to. I haven't been able to give anybody the time that I used to. Yeah, he speaks truth to power. He gets a rant going. He speaks truth to power. I ordered a portable shower kit. You can use it for changing, for showering, close it up. You can use it to have your toilet set up. You know, a 5-gallon bucket, trash bags, a seat. Do your business. Use wet wipes or wipies and whatever. When you're out camping, if you're not in a trailer. I ordered a shower kit, and I ordered a one of the little 5-gallon portable showers where you hang it from the ceiling of your shower kit, your portable shower. And it's a frame, and then it's got material, you know, around it, zippered, sort of like a tent, 6 foot tall. You go in, you know, and to take care of your business. But they're not expensive. I'll show them when they come in. They're due to come in Tuesday. I was watching a video that a relatively new channel had done, and it was a review of a humanitarian daily ration. And the person was disappointed because it didn't have a flameless ration heater and it didn't have any beverages. And anybody who really knows or has spent time, I'm sure this was the first experience that this person had. They'd ordered a case on Amazon of humanitarian daily rations, and then they were disappointed. Well, they paid $40 for it, which they went up. They were about $30, but after the hurricanes that hit Florida, they jumped from $30 up to $40. Well, actually, they briefly jumped to $50, and then they came back down to $40. And they do not have FRHs, which, in all honesty, FRHs are not worth an SHIT unless you get, unless you're getting rations that are like new, within a year or two of when they've been produced. The FRHs do not have any shelf life as far as, use. You get a ration that's normally, when you buy a military ration, you're getting inspection dates of 20 and 21 right now. And what that means is, when you get to the inspection date, they're already 3 years old. So if you get a 2020 inspection date, that ration is probably 7 years old, because it's already 2024, and in 2020 it was 3 years old, because they normally have a 3-year inspection date, 3 years out from when they're produced. So you're looking at a 7-year-old ration. And I guarantee you, 90%, 95% of the 7-year-old rations, components, nothing wrong with them. If they've been stored properly out of the heat, they'll be good another 10 years or so. But those flameless ration heaters aren't worth a poop. They will not. The US FRHs are not good. They're not really that good. Plant a lot of parsnips. I am at 1.1 but can't get the watch hours. Yeah, it takes a while. I was at a little over 1,500 subscribers in January, early January of this year. I'm just now approaching 1,800, so you can tell not a lot happening since then. And I had my 4,000 watch hours back in January. It takes a while. It really takes a while. But I watched Buying Space. You did about a 31 minute video, your Bible study. I watched the entire thing, left some comments. I really liked it. Hit the timestamp, showed I've watched all 30 minutes of it. Really enjoyed it. If you do those regularly, I just came up on today. If you do those regularly, like on Sundays, I'll try to come back and visit you when you do. Try to come back and catch some more of them. Maybe I'll catch some of the back ones. Joseph Moore, how you doing? I'm busy talking. I'm not paying attention. And there's Mike Crusher Reviews, my friend. Mike, we got people crying about those FRHs. Oh Lord, the US FRHs are a joke. Yes, Uncle L, thank you for having served. Um, Anybody else in here who served, thank you. Get flameless heaters from Korea and Japan on eBay. It seems like everybody's FRHs are good except for ours. I don't know what to tell you. But I will say that I will say, Widow, I think everybody in here has a Blue Ranch, so if anybody wants to subscribe anybody else, they can do it. Yeah, you did that FRH, and that wasn't a US FRH. That was, or at least that wasn't the standard FRH that they put in our rations. That was a that was a special. That was especially. That was a good one. That one really put out the heat. You'd have burned yourself. That was something. But this guy, I was watching. He had bought a case of humanitarian daily rations, and I left him some comments. For one, there was some beans, and he didn't like the beans. He didn't like the brown beans. And the thing is about the humanitarian rations that they put out, they're designed not to offend anybody's religion. So the humanitarian rations are going to be, um, they're going to be vegetarian. They're not going to have anything in them that would be offensive to somebody's religion. Hindus, they can't eat beef. Jews and Muslims cannot eat pork. Certain, you know. So the and they're designed to they're called 24-hour rations. You get a case of 10 of them, and they've only got a few menus. Most everything you'll get a Pop Tart. You'll get a couple of packs of crackers. You'll get some peanut butter and jelly. You will get sometimes some of them have a fig bar. You'll probably get either one or two cookies depending on whether you get a fig bar. The big cookies. One of them will be a sugar cookie. One of them will be probably like an oatmeal or some such. And you'll get two mains, and both of them will be vegetarian. There are no FRHs and there are no beverages. So I told him, I said, well, plan on boiling your mains. The FRHs don't work anyway. 95% of the time, the FRH is not going to work. So why worry about you don't have if you know, or if you have other, you can get FRHs if that's what you want. You want FRHs, you can buy FRHs. Right now they're going for between $2 and $3 a piece. I'll be sending Little on Prepper some FRHs when I send her box, because she'll be the next box that I send out, a follow-up box. And I told her I'd send her some FRHs. She wanted some FRHs. And then as far as beverages, have some, coffee creamer, sugar, or artificial sugar, little tea packets, or lemonade, or grape, or punch, or whatever. You can just have a few little beverages, put them in a little baggie. But for what you pay, the components that you get, they're really good. I mean, if you think about it, if you basically broke them down and you take out all the components and you were just to order a set of components, you're going to pay $28 for a set of particular components. Like a dozen cookies, or a dozen, just different stuff. Um, 11 watching, 15 likes. Depends, buying space. Um, So, and Uncle Al suggested that another topic he suggested was talking about is to have nail clippers. Well, you know, having the ability to take care of yourself, having spare, 2 or 3 combs, having 2 or 3 hairbrushes, having 2 or 3 toothbrushes, having several packages of toothpaste, having mouthwash, uh, having nail clippers, having fingernail files. I got a pack of emery boards for filing my fingernails. Having a good pair of little detailed scissors. And you can use nail clippers to cut wire and such. Having good manual can openers, having a couple of can openers. All these things are not that expensive. Having things that you can use without electricity, that'll do stuff without electricity. I'm so glad that you're cancer free. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, there are people who take care of their fingernails, and their toes look like claws. You get older, you don't want to bend over and deal with it. I've been trying to figure out a system to use lye to heat things. I know when you add just a little to cold water, it gets extremely hot. I'll take your word on that one. I'm not an expert on that. I know that you use lye, something dies or somebody dies, you sprinkle some lye on them to try to cut the smell, and you bury them. If you're not burying them in a box or steel coffin or whatever, um, put some lye on them to help the decomposition and to cut down the smell. Yeah, every day, thank God for the day. I wake up, I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. I take my medication. I drink my coffee. Lime. Okay, sorry, lime. Yeah, you're right. Lye is like a soap. I'm sorry. I tell you, they were insulting, and I don't know how much education anybody has as far as. I mean, I know a couple of people that that they were teachers or they were college professors or whatever. So I don't know as far as but the people that I tend to deal with, whether you have any sort of post high school education or not, these are intelligent people, and don't insult people because they didn't go to college. Some of the brightest people I know don't have a college education. I mean, I work with some. I have a paraprofessional who just basically has a high school education but has some certifications and such. And she's sharper than I am. Um, I was listening to somebody was complaining about non-educated women voting for Trump, and what they were saying was non-college educated women voting for Trump. And neither one of my parents went to college. My father made more money than I do, or did. And you used to be able to do that. You didn't have to have a college education to make really good money. And you can still make really good money without a college education in certain industries. Be careful. Okay, I will be careful, Uncle Al. He's always worried that the algorithm's going to get me or the AI or whatever. The boogeyman's going to come for me. You know, the door's going to open and in walks the boogeyman. But you got to be careful because censoring and such. So anyway, um, I looked at a review, and it was a civilian MRE, what they call meal kit supply, a civilian MRE, really good MRE, and the components were really good. You get a lot of these custom MREs. I've got a ton of those. I really need to get into them. I've got a bunch of them that basically I took them out of their cardboard cases and I put them in plastic cases, totes, inventoried them. I've got a bunch of custom ones that have been put together with different components. They usually have a little bit more in them. And hopefully they're aging well, they're climate controlled. I keep them in a cool environment in the 70s. So I really need to go in and do a few ration reviews. I love doing ration reviews. I haven't done any recently. The last one I did got about 500 views. And you can think, well, that's really good, or you can think that's really bad. You know, the most I've ever had, I did a pizza review a couple of years ago. It got 1,300 views. Pizza. MRE pizza. And most I've ever gotten. And I've seen some reviews that have been done, and the person gets 3, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 views. And we're not talking Steve 89, because Steve 89's got like 2.5 million subscribers. So for him to do a review and it gets 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 views, that's nothing. That's not a big deal. But it would really be nice to have that kind of a following, you know. You would make some money if you were getting those kind of views on a regular basis and they were watching the whole thing. Because when he does a review, it's a short one's like 15 minutes. He does some of these doubles sometimes, and it'll be like 40, 50 minutes. It's like me doing a live stream, but instead of 50 people visiting my live stream and I get 10 or 12 watch hours out of it, he's getting thousands of watch hours. And that adds up, and that makes him some money. My mother became a supervisor of a metal foundry with just an 8th grade education. She knew her metals and melting temperature and worked with aluminum and pink, etc. Sounds wonderful. Sure, she was a wonderful lady. Or is. I don't know if she's still around. God bless her. either way. Well, home training is very important. Home training is very important. People don't read the way they used to. People don't. Um, they don't have the background, the common sense, wisdom. They're not being mentored by people who are sharp. what a, I want I want to clip my nails. That's a good one. Thank you. I've got several sets of them. Whenever you get a manicure set, there's always going to be some little scissors, some tweezers, and some clippers. You know, I save those. Mr. Whistle, hello. How you doing? I hope you're doing well, sir. So, we've been talking about nail clippers and canteens, water bottles, filtration, little filter kits. Um, aqua tablets is another thing to think about. Purifying water. And you can't, you don't drink salt water. You don't put purification cabinets in salt water. You don't put purification tablets in pool water. You don't, certain things to stay away from. You want to kill your kidneys, stay away from it. It's best to have like a rain catchment system. Have a live running stream or freshwater, running stream or lake. Something, you got life in it. And then you filter it. You use a funnel with a coffee filter to run through to get any particulates out, larger particulates. And then you use your purification tablets or liquid, whatever, and you follow the instructions. And I would still say boil the water. I used to boil the water to kill whatever's in it. Especially if you don't have any purification tablets, boil the water. Pre-filter, that's right. Pre-filter. Don't drink brown and green tap water. No one can allow that to be yuck. They used to use, and there's still places where they have them. They would the pipes that they would use. You'd have rusty pipes and galvanized pipes and such. It's not good. It's always best to have copper in your house. Like you build a house, it's best to have copper. And they use a lot of PVC, a lot of plastic pipes now. Yep, chlorine. Yeah, pre-filtering. It's a good idea if you got a test kit. Test the water. And then You use aqua tabs. Tab A, tab B. Put it to tab A in. Let it dissolve. Wait 30 minutes. Put tab B in. Let it dissolve. Wait 30 minutes. And you should have some drinkable water. Cast iron, yeah, cast iron. Oh man, some of that stuff. I can remember going in when I was a lot younger, and I'd go in and I'd do remodeling, older houses, and we'd cut a lot of that crap out to replace it. Um, Reading material for winter at yard sales, but I've ordered several sets of the post-apocalyptic series from Amazon. I've decided I'm going to get a second. I was telling my daughter, yesterday we're talking, I'm going to get a second gun case, and I'm going to use one specifically for ammunition and the other one specifically for guns, and separate them out. Why don't you want them together? I said, well, I'm getting to the point where I don't have room. It's like it's full. I haven't been buying ammunition, but I've been buying periodically. I buy a gun or two. And a lot of these, like I told her, a lot of these I've never shot them. They're collectibles. I mean, they're good guns, but I've never shot them. Yeah, they're always on me about certain cliches. You're teaching certain cliches. You're teaching in the power zone. That means you're walking around amongst your students, the power zone. Or the lesson format they want you to follow. Oh, you didn't do this. You didn't do that. Well, you didn't cover this. You know? And, we did a common based assessment, the second one, to see how they're doing. How did my kids do? They're doing good. Your kid's doing pretty good. You'd never know it. When the administrators act like the world's coming to an end. They're under a lot of stress because the school does not have a real good rating, and they're worried about the Texas Education Agency coming in and, getting involved. From Cold War prepper. Yeah, Lee and I had a little bit of a falling out. He felt like I was offending the Catholic Church because I was talking about having grown up a Catholic, talking about the history of the church. He didn't like me talking about some of the things that the church used to do, back in the days. So Lee and I had a little bit of a falling out. I said, I apologize. I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything, but I mean, it's the truth. And really shouldn't be getting into denominations and that sort of stuff, but Protestants and the Catholics used to hate each other. In some ways they still do. My father's family's Baptist, my mother's family's Catholic. Until I was born, my father's family didn't accept my mother. They were married for 21 years before I was born, and they'd go to visit, I'm told, and she wasn't really, they didn't like her because she was raised a Catholic. And talk about hatred, based on religions and such. But it's best to try to get along with everybody. And different people have different beliefs, and you have to support, what they believe, what they want to believe, within reason. But some people have a little chip on their shoulder about certain things, and they offend very easily. You hurt their feelings. They get hurt feelings. I mean, I've been a practicing Baptist. You want to insult the church, the Baptists make fun of themselves. So I mean, please. Yes, yes, yes. Um, it's funny, um, how you can have prejudice over certain things. Like, you support sports or sports. The world's not going to end if the Texas teams don't win the Super Bowl or the World Series or the NBA championships or the WNBA or whatever. The world's not going to end. Um, I got out of watching a lot of that when they were getting involved with the politics, with the taking a knee for the national anthem, disrespecting traditions and such. I really, that really turned me off, and it turned off a lot of people. And I still don't watch most of that. I don't. And I know it hurt them. This is like network news. I don't watch network news. When I was growing up, network news was all we had: ABC, NBC, and CBS. And then they came out with PBS. And then we started getting cable, and then they had CNN. Fair and balanced. And back in the day, CNN was pretty fair and balanced. And you did not get the, oh, well, we're this way, so we offend the other half. When you're in business, you're not in business to want to offend half your potential customer base. And if the country's pretty well divided, when you start taking a strong stance this way or a strong stance that way, you're going to offend a lot of people and you're going to lose customers. So, that's my take on that. Yeah, there are people that go nuts over all sorts of stuff. Or hockey, yes. Yes. But viewership is way down. Now, with internet, you've got these alternate sites. And you've got alternate news. A lot of the big names have left the various networks and the various outlets and such, and now they're out on their own podcasting. Like, you talk about live streams. They will live stream or they will podcast, and you'll get. I watch Bill O'Reilly. I watch a lot of his stuff. I watch a lot of his little shorts. You know, 2 3 minute. They're not really shorts, but they put out shorts. But I mean, they're like little short videos on topics. There are several different people I watch. I watch Megan Kelly sometimes. Um, every once in a while, I watch Fox News. Not that much because Fox News, it's not what it used to be. Tucker Carlson. I'm really a big fan of Elon Musk. I think he really is a genius. And I watch a lot of stuff about SpaceX, um, the Starship, and all that. He's involved with some other stuff. You don't really hear about it. The government is using the boring company, the boring technology that he has to put stuff underground. Like they're talking about, underground tunnels and such. Well, they'll use that to they've got systems that they put in place where it's almost like what you would expect a space station, or not a space station, a base on the moon, or a base underground base on the moon, or an underground base on Mars. They're going to basically build underground because of radiation. You don't have atmosphere to kill the radiation, incoming radiation, so you need plenty of dirt, plenty of sod to protect you from radiation. And that boring company, they're using that for climate controlled underground spaces and such. The tunneling that they're doing, the technology that they're doing, is like earthquake proof because it'll move a little bit to prevent cracking. Regolith, yeah. Yeah, Steve Bannon had to serve some time in prison. That January 6th crap. They put, I think, Peter Navarro. They put several people that were involved with Trump had to spend several months in prison because of that crap. A lot of crap. A lot of crap. Really, really upset and disappointed about it. A lot of crap going on. So I will say this: when I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. You never know when your last day is. I'm 62 years old, so I might be around another 30 years or so. Some of my relatives were. I might go tomorrow. You never know. But I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer and drink my coffee. I've had about 3 or 4 cups today, and I don't put sugar in it, but I put whitener in it. And I think about what I need to do, take my medication, and then I try to live my life, and I try to lead by example. A good follower needs to be able to follow, and a good leader needs to be able to follow. Set an example and follow. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah, I hope he's back involved in the next in the administration. He's a big Trump supporter. He's been a big Trump supporter. So I will plan on being back hopefully tomorrow. I don't have to work tomorrow. Veterans Day. God bless the veterans. Thank them for their service. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully for another edition. And I appreciate y'all. So thank you. Have a good day. Blessings to you all.